birthday on Sunday. She booked and paid for it as a surprise. It was so weird. I had no idea any of it was coming, especially following a lovely weekend. I pretty much begged for an explanation so I could try and process what was going on. I got no helpful answers, only bland, short sentences like, "I feel so drained. I feel like I'm losing myself." My friends have suggested that maybe she had some mental health issues that got the better of her. Others suggested that maybe she was cheating. I have a strong feeling that if it was about mental health, we'd have talked about it before it got to the stage of considering ending the relationship. As for cheating, I just can't see it. I have no evidence that she would do something like that. She was always very loyal, and she was always very attracted to me. I know that people can change, but I just don't think she cheated on me. I carried on with my life. I have a house to run, a business to lead, and a daughter to look after. Falling into depression wasn't really an option. I went on as normal, making sure to have more time for myself to reflect and meditate. The support from my friends really got me through as well. A week after the breakup, I got a call from the police. They said that my ex-girlfriend reported that I assaulted her. When I asked what the supposed assault was, they said it was just a push. Nonetheless, they had to look into it. We had no history of physical altercations, barely even any verbal arguments. As mentioned, we both talked a lot to keep things healthy. I went for a voluntary interview a few days later. It lasted 4 minutes. No further actions were needed from me. I was so confused. What the heck just happened? Why would my ex-girlfriend make up that I pushed her? Fair enough, it wasn't outlandish, but it was still untrue. I literally had so much confusion and sadness. But I kept my chin up and lived my life. Around 2 weeks later, I got a knock at the door. It was not the police. This time, it was a process server. He was delivering family court paperwork. My ex-girlfriend applied for a non-molestation order. I was floored. On the application, she ticked things like fear of damage to property, fear of damage to possessions, fear of violence, and many other unbelievable things. Out of the 9 options, she ticked 8, which is crazy. I don't even think I accidentally broke a glass at her house during the relationship, let alone damaged property or anything so extreme. And I'm not one to raise my voice either. It was so much to try and take in. It was all so bizarre. I started looking into non-molestation orders. I found out that they are to be used as protection from violent, threatening, or abusive behavior. I had not even gone to her house to try and talk since the breakup, let alone cause any problems. The things she was raising were not true, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I began to prepare for court. I did not bother with a solicitor. I just figured out where I stand. I studied the process of contesting the application. In the couple of weeks that followed, I had another knock at the door early one morning. This time, it was the police again. Apparently, I made further attempts at contact. Well, I didn't. I was invited for another voluntary interview. This time, it only lasted about 2 minutes. And again, it was immediately no further action. I asked them for advice. They said that if they received any more calls from her, she would be spoken to about wasting police time. I was relieved they saw the situation for what it was. But this relief was paired with a massive slew of emotions about what the heck was going on. I really don't know why my ex-girlfriend was doing this to me. The court date rolled around. I attended, and upon arrival, a clerk informed me that the magistrate had already predetermined the whole thing was ridiculous. We were in the courtroom for about 90 seconds before we were told that a non-molestation order was not suitable. It was because of a lack of need for it. I wholeheartedly agreed and left with her application being dismissed. To this day, I have no idea what it was all about. I don't get why I was dumped, why I was blocked, and why she did all of the extra things. It's been 2.5 months now. I haven't even seen or spoken to her. I am a lot better emotionally, and I don't really struggle much throughout the day anymore. I just have this overwhelming sense of missing her, despite everything that she did. I still love her endlessly, but what's the point? I'll just keep all this to myself and carry on.